Tonight on CTV News, a new sober drive is in town. Find out what bus service can help you get home safely for just $1. Plus, more construction is in the midst here at CSU. See what renovations are being done. And we've all seen the newest additions to CSU's Ramily, but hear why one professor decided to breed a cam from a baby lamb.
Good evening and thanks for watching CTV this evening. I'm Kaitlyn Connolly.
And I'm Karsen Bushjost.
With the end of the year celebrations coming up, you might find yourself at one of the popular bars in Old Town. If that's the case, the Green and Gold bus can be your sober driver if you've had one too many drinks. CTV's own Patrick Enslow has the story.
Every Friday and Saturday night, Fort Collins citizens flock to Old Town Fort Collins to grab a drink or maybe two, leaving the age-old question, how to get home. For many, this means using the Green and Gold route, but for most, it's known as the drunk bus.
It costs so cheap, and it's kind of fun to take.
I mean, unless you already have a sober driver, but if you don't, drunk bus is the way to go.
Students might recognize this bus from the campus transit center. But for just $1 on weekends, Fort Collins citizens can take this bus into the wee hours of the night.
Oh no, these bags get put into good use. I've seen multiple throw-ups. It happens. It's the drunk bus.
Hanson isn't the only fan of the drunk bus. Driver Mike Grant has his favorite parts of the job as well.
The most high points, we're saving lives and keeping people from ending up in courts.
Patron numbers vary each night, usually providing hundreds of safe rides home. CSU sophomore Dylan Hudson works alongside Grant as a bus attendant to point his fellow students in the right direction.
I have lots of people thank me just because we're basically ensuring public safety, because every person that gets on the drunk bus is someone who's not driving home drunk.
Even though the late nights can be taxing, there's a reason why Supervisor Joshua Whalen does his job.
Well, as a parent, I've got a wife and 4 kids, and I just imagine a drunk getting behind the wheel, and I picture that minivan going down the road and pop. So I'd rather see them get on the bus, ride home safely.
Patrick Enslow, CTV News.
The Green and Gold night service runs from 10:30 at night to 2:30 in the morning, every Friday and Saturday, with buses leaving every 15 minutes.
CSU students are teaming up to fight substance abuse and help former drug users to recover. The university has prevention programs and intervention services, but this is the first program geared directly towards those dealing with substance abuse. The group is designed for students to help others who are going through a similar situation.
The basis for recovery is one recovering person helping another recovering person. So the big purpose of a campus recovery community is for students to support other students.
Fort Collins police are investigating whether a 19-year-old consumed marijuana edibles before jumping out of a 3rd-story window. On April 14th, officers arrived at 1050 Hobbit Street, where Austin Essig was found on the ground with non-life-threatening injuries, according to police. Essig is not a Colorado State University student. The police report says that the investigation is ongoing and no further information will be released at this time. Individuals with information are asked to contact Fort Collins Police Department.
CSU has had multiple construction projects over the past few years. Now the most recent renovation is underway. It's just off Lake Street south of campus where student housing is being redone. On the corner of Lake and Center just south of CSU, there's construction, and a lot of it. Several blocks of land have been turned into dirt after the deconstruction of the old Aggie Village apartments. The construction of the new apartments have begun.
It's kind of a mess right now. I mean, there's a lot of detours, there's some parking issues and whatnot. I'm curious to see what it's going to come out like.
As guessed, many of the students are frustrated with more construction, as Eddie Hall is still in the middle of remodeling. But it may have been time for the old apartments to go. The last Aggie Village apartments were built in 1960, so they were getting old and run down. These new apartments are going to cost $111 million towards CSU. The new Aggie Village apartments are expected to hold 980 student beds, host an international housing community, and will be LEED certified in sustainability. So although it will be expensive, it will be a much-needed upgrade. As for all the detours and construction, students may have to put up with it until fall 2016, the set completion date.
It's really unnecessary, but I know that in Fort Collins we're really struggling for housing, so I can't really complain when I want a place to live, and I know a bunch of other students do, so.
These apartments will hopefully help the housing shortage in Fort Collins.
A group from CSU is working to raise awareness about homelessness. They want to foster a healthy relationship between students, the community, and those experiencing homelessness. This new group, Get to Know Your Neighbor, bridges the gap between CSU students and the entire Fort Collins homeless community. Get to Know Your Neighbor is planning a sleep out on the LSC Plaza on April 24th. In hopes of raising more awareness about the problem of homelessness in Fort Collins. People are invited to sleep outside the LSC until sunrise the next day.
The Fort Collins Drone Enthusiast Club love what they call flying their robots. Every Monday morning at Lincoln Middle School, club members gather to fly their aircrafts. Some have drones that have come pre-built, others have crafted their own from scratch. They enjoy flying together and learning from one another. Club organizer Brennan Zeller shares why he began the drone club in the first place.
The root of the club is recreational, right? We just all share this love for the hobby and love for playing with drones and the new industry. And so we'll probably remain recreational because it's a lot easier to stay that way. But we have different members that are doing commercial.
Oval was greeted by a lot of furry friends at the 12th annual Fast and Furriest 5K on Saturday. The veterinary school raised money by having families and their puppies run for donations, as well as a children's 1K.
Go!
This past weekend, students in the Doctor of Veterinary Medicine program in the College of Veterinary Medicine and Biomedical Sciences at CSU held their 12th annual Fast and Furriest 5K. Students and families brought their furry friends to either run or walk a 5K around the oval, and children participated in a 1K at the end of the race.
It's both the first years and the second years that actually organize it, but it does end up benefiting the whole veterinary school because it goes for the teaching hospital.
The veterinary school receives funds from both the runners who participate in the event, as well as donations from many well-known sponsors.
So we have some excellent sponsors this year, like All Aboard Rescue, Purina, a number of other different people help sponsor the race to help put it on, and then they also come out and donate their time to spend with us.
Over 200 runners and dogs of all sizes participated in the event, and the energy of the furry companions shocked many of the volunteers.
Our dogs were extremely fast this year. I think 7 of the top 10 finishers came in with dogs. 2 of the top 3 men were running with dogs. And our second place dog this year actually was probably a 15-pound mixed breed terrier pug, and he just sped through.
The 5K benefits animals in need of emergency or life-saving treatments through the Companion Care Fund at CSU's Veterinary Teaching Hospital. It provides community members with financial need a way to pay for the procedures performed by the BTH, as well as providing scholarships for students. There were over 200 participants who ran in the race, and the children running in the 5K, as well as their furry friends, received ribbons for attending.
Elizabeth Prasse will be in the weather studio after the break for this week's forecast.
Plus, sports anchor Grace Reeder will have the latest in Ram sports. We'll be right back.
Having one of those days where you need to just get out of your head and chill out? If that's the case, head to the Lori Student Center and relax. One of the best spots to relax in the LSC is outside the food court on the plinth lawn. Don't forget to stop by the Ramhead Fountain. The Level 100 Commons is the perfect spot. Lounge by the flat screen TVs or enjoy one of the gaming chairs to escape the daily grind. You can always relax in the LSC. It's cold outside today, Rams. What better way to warm up than to gather in the LSC? The new and improved Senate chambers located in the renovated ASCSU office was modeled to match the state legislature in Denver. Reserve the Longs Peak Meeting Room in room 302. There are approximately 23 other new meeting rooms designed for your needs. Reserve one of these rooms through the event planning office.
Oh, hey there, Rams. Today is a great day to play in the LSC. So let's take a look at our ballrooms, theater, and art galleries. The LSC ballrooms, which are the busiest venue in northern Colorado, have been recently renovated. The Lori Student Center Theater can be transformed to feature films, concerts, lectures, entertainment, and banquets. And last but not least, the Kerfman Gallery provides a showcase for the creations of local and student artists.
Welcome back, Rams. I'm weather anchor Elizabeth Prasse with your latest weather update. Look outside. We've got a beautiful spring evening, and look at those clouds. Definitely a great night. Now, storm system we had last week actually brought us a little present. As you know, April showers, spring, well, you know the rest of that. Now, currently here in Fort Collins, it is 55 degrees, and with those partly cloudy skies that we just saw with that live cam, it is going to have a nice breeze out of the northeast at 5 miles per hour. Taking a look at our overnight lows, we're going to see temperatures right around the freezing mark. We've got 26 in Gunnison, 29 degrees in Telluride, 27 degrees now most of them. We've got 30s along the I-25 corridor. Taking a look at that evening planner, while we do have those clouds right now, we will clear away, and so that tonight you will be able to see the waxing crescent moon, which is actually great because the waxing crescent moon will make the night sky darker for the meteor shower that will peak early Wednesday morning and then again early Thursday morning. So if you get a chance, make sure and go check it out early Wednesday and Thursday morning. And we're going to cool down to 44 degrees by midnight tonight. Now tomorrow will be another lovely spring day with highs above average for this time of year. We've got 64 in Alamosa, 60 degrees in Gunnison, but 58 in Vail, and then look at Grand Junction, a nice 73 degrees for tomorrow. Let's break down your Wednesday planner. As you can see, 43 degrees as you head out the door and sunny skies. We're going to see a few clouds mix in tomorrow afternoon, but still a nice day, 67 degrees as we heat up for your Earth Day. So happy Earth Day. Make sure you go outside and enjoy this beautiful sunshine here in Colorado. Now we do have a change coming. So here's the high pressure that's building right here, and that's what's giving us this warm and dry weather right now. But change is on the way as we've got this low pressure system right here that's going to be moving through from the Pacific, and this will give us a chance of rain, and we're going to see some pop-up showers the next few days. So let's take a look at that 7-day forecast. And as you can see, we've got rain chances increasing as the week progresses, with the best chance of rain on Sunday. Now these are going to be afternoon showers once the atmosphere has had a chance to heat up. But as you can see, we've got temperatures a lot warmer than last week, so this is going to be rain, not the rain and snow that we saw last week. 71 on Thursday, so nice and warm. And then Saturday, if you're running that 5K on the oval for Arbor Day, it's going to be 69. So still a nice running weather for you. And then Sunday, that's when we're going to see the best chance of rain before high pressure system rebuilds back over us beginning of next week. And we close out April warm and dry. But you know what, Kaitlyn, Karsen, I'm not complaining. Back to you.
You know, Karsen, my mom flies in this weekend from Virginia, so I'm really hoping that rain holds out this weekend.
Yeah, Liz said about 50% chance, so fingers crossed.
I'm hoping that it works out in our favor.
Exactly. Grace Reeder's in the sports studio. Grace?
Thanks, Karsen. On Saturday, the Rams held their annual green and gold scrimmage. The first team offense and the second team defense, or green team, pulled off a W in this one against the second team offense and first team defense, or gold team. Both teams thrived offensively, just showing some of that Mike Bobo mentality. Everyone has their eyes on the quarterback battle between Coleman Key and Nick Stevens. Stevens threw for 438 yards and 4 touchdowns on Saturday and looked very good. The running back position was up for grabs until Dalen Dawkins, a transfer from Purdue, swooped in and took it. Dawkins reminds me a lot of Hart. He runs through blocks and not away from them, and Coach Bobo has called him the toughest guy on the football team. At the tight end position, we have the very talented Kevon Cartwright, who's been on the sideline since the beginning of last season with an ankle injury. The 2 seasons prior, he caught 53 passes for 772 yards and 9 touchdowns. Last season, Stephen Walker was filling in for Cartwright and was very successful as well, catching 30 passes for 279 yards and 4 touchdowns. Football season's right around the corner, and Fort Collins is fired up. On Saturday, the men's lacrosse team also played at Hughes against the CU Buffs. It was an intense back-and-forth game where the Buffs came out strong, but the Rams just wouldn't let go. CU would score 2 or 3 goals, and then CSU would come back and tie it. This led to overtime, double overtime, where CU's Jace Gann found the back of the net with 39 seconds left in the second overtime period, defeating the Rams 10-9. This leaves CSU at 9-7 overall this season. They will face Colorado again on Friday, May 1st in the Rocky Mountain Lacrosse Championship semifinals. It was a busy weekend at Hughes, getting some use out of that stadium before it goes away. Karsen and Kaitlyn, back to you.
Thanks so much, Grace. Coming up after the break, we take a look at the most talked about babies at CSU, Cam's lambs.
They're so cute.
They're really cute.
Plus an inside look at the Senior Spring Fashion Show. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
The Ramskeller offers a traditional pub menu, 20 beers on tap, and even fresh-to-order pizza coming soon. Stop by Sweet Sensations for a delicious bakery item, espresso, or any other coffee needs you may have.
Hi, welcome to Aspen Grill.
Aspen Grill is a student-operated restaurant located in the University Club. The food court features a number of different restaurants to satisfy your needs between classes. Today we will review one of the most convenient services the Laurie Student Center has to offer, shopping. The CSU bookstore boasts an unparalleled selection of CSU apparel and gifts. It also supplies students with textbooks as well as a number of office and school supplies for your every need. Another LSC shopping option lies in the Transit Center area. Snack food, beverages, personal care items, and school supplies. Cam's Lobby Shop is your go-to stop and shop.
The CSU community has been going crazy over Cam the Ram's newest edition of 5 Precious Lambs. Meet Cam Jr., Camilla, Aggie, Moby, and Lori, who were born in early April. These 5 newborn Rambulette sheep are being used by a CSU professor to track growth from an embryo to a fully grown ram. This is the first time CSU has mated the rams and bred a Cam the Ram from a lamb.
I always get questions of how do you pick cams, and I think when you look at the cams, you've got to understand they're proud, they stand up tall, and that's not normal for every ram that you see. And so we try to pick out rams that have a little bit of an attitude and structurally they're sound and have a good solid base to them. Big horns, all those kinds of things go along with that.
Every spring, fashion and merchandising majors come together and create their annual spring fashion show. The students spent over 3 months preparing for this event. This year, the theme was Confluence.
Students in the fashion show production and event planning class plan, produce, and promote an annual CSU fashion show that was held at the Lincoln Center on April 3rd at 7:30 p.m.
This fashion show is called Confluence and is supposed to represent the coming together. It's going to be a diverse show where all the senior students get to put together everything they've been working on throughout the entire semester.
The end result included a full stage production, including theatrical set building, lighting, and over 40 models walking the runway.
For the show tonight, I designed a lingerie collection, and I was inspired by going to thrift stores and going to places like ARC and finding things that weren't necessarily used for lingerie, but I just wanted to make something beautiful and something that would complement the female body. So,
each design student participating in the fashion show had a particular target market, product category, price range, and unique inspirations to help influence their designs. The designs included children's, maternity, rock climbing, yoga, transformational, as well as day and evening wear. I talked with students working in the VIP room before the show.
Feathery and it's risque and it's like bold colors, and I think it's going to shock the audience to see, but I think that it's done very beautifully and tastefully.
The hard work of these design and merchandising students paid off as they showed their collections to a completely sold-out Lincoln Center.
Along with the fashion show, students catered a VIP event for ticket holders wishing to bid on a basket donated by local shops.
That is all the time we have this evening. For all our shows and content, please visit collegian.com.
And if you don't already, please follow us on Twitter at CollegianC.
We'll see you next Tuesday for our last show of the semester. Good night, everyone.